Hey, my name is Joy and I've been journaling for over 10 years now. I was probably around 13 or 14 when I first started journaling. I bought into that Tumblr girl aesthetic and went full on with it. I don't have journal entries from those days, but it's probably filled with nicknames of guys I had a crush on, rants from whenever I fought with my mom. Nothing too deep or insightful. Back then, I was definitely not consistent with journaling, so I would only write a few pages and leave at least half of the notebook untouched. Well, despite my inconsistencies, my first journals were witness to my first friendships, relationships, heartbreaks, struggles, the angst of growing up as a teenager in Jakarta, the whole coming of age spiel. It was only when I entered college, when I started spending a lot of time alone by myself, that I started journaling more consistently. Looking back, freshman year was a really uncomfortable period in my life. But if I look at all the old photos and videos, it does not seem like it. But yes, freshman year was really tough. I really missed my friends from high school. I did not know what to study and was just overall struggling to find a sense of belonging. But had I not gone through what I did, I probably wouldn't have journaled as much. My journal quickly morphed into my everything. I would write my class notes. I would do recaps of my days, trips, feelings, thoughts, doodles, book reviews. I pretty much wrote everything in my journal almost every single day. When I started my 20s, I started asking myself questions like, who am I? What do I want to do for the rest of my life? What do I want the rest of my life to look like? Who do I want to be? I somehow thought that writing these questions, maybe trying to answer them, would somehow get me closer to the answer. Looking back at some of these entries now, I feel like my 20-year-old self would definitely be disappointed because I still don't have all the answers. I don't think I ever will. And I also didn't end up doing a lot of things my 20-year-old self wanted to do / thought my 25-year-old self would be doing. But that's normal, right? Things happen unexpectedly, plans change, dreams change, and that really isn't what journaling is mostly about. I journal mainly for two reasons. The first is to preserve a memory. It is a way to remember how you felt in that very particular moment and how you thought about certain things. As I've gotten older, I've realized that I tend to forget, and the other is an exercise for mental clarity. So when you write your feelings and thoughts down, it stops taking space in your mind. Whenever I'm overwhelmed with a feeling or when I'm overthinking, journaling helps me release. But consequently, some of these entries feel a little hard to read now. I journaled more whenever I was going through something, and though I'm trying to journal when I am happy too, so I have something good to look at, some of these entries, man, they were really tough. I wish I could just go back in time and really just give my past self a hug, because I went through some hard things and it was just really difficult. But I got through them with time, and I somehow managed to not let it break or define me. Now, looking back, whenever I wrote an entry, I was always feeling so intently about it, whether it was about something or someone. And in that moment, whenever I was writing, it always felt like the feeling would last forever. I find so much comfort now to know for a fact that nothing really lasts forever, both the good times and the bad, that everything that might feel impossible in the moment isn't insurmountable. I wrote a lot of entries about my friends, some even about advice that my friends have given me. And God, I'm so grateful that most of these people I have written about in one way or another are still very much present in my life. There are definitely some friends who I wish I kept better in touch with, but it's just a lot harder for one reason or another. But I feel a deep sense of gratitude towards them for our paths crossed, and though it was brief, I definitely would not be the exact same person if it weren't for them. and I will always be grateful for the memory we shared. Writing is romantic, not just journaling, but also writing letters to my friends. It is the art of capturing the moment and giving someone your full undivided attention. At a time where everyone and everything is competing for your attention, I find that giving someone your full undivided attention, even for a few minutes, is the greatest act of love. And so, the same way I have been journaling for the past 10 plus years, I've also been writing my friends letters as they have to me. Just reminiscing like this, I have some of the answers that my past self wishes she had. And I really wish I could go back in time and spoil her with the information of how that relationship would turn out, how that job interview was going to end up. I feel like it would have saved me from a lot of pain. But unfortunately, pain is how we grow, it's how we learn, and it's how we build our lives and become better human beings. And as a not so wise man once said, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. And you know, the main thing journaling has done for me over the years is not just to preserve a memory, but to be able to derive something out of what hurts in the moment. Now, the next question you might have for me is if I'll be journaling for the rest of my life. If there's anything I learned from looking back at all my past entries, photos, and letters, is that nothing is 100% certain. So as much as I want to journal forever, and as much as I want to be someone who's reflective and introspective forever, the genuine answer is I don't know. But I know this much: for as long as you keep living, there will always be good moments, bad moments, moments where you laugh until your stomach hurts, moments till you cry and feel like you can't take it anymore. And there's always something unexpected, for better and for worse. And I feel like for as long as I keep living, there's always something for me to write about. There's always something for me to ruminate about. I want to say that I started journaling before it got trendy, before everyone on TikTok and YouTube started doing it. But the truth is, I was the first victim of the girl next door, always reading, journaling, staying at home narrative that I somehow found in one of the movies I watched as a kid. So here's to living like the main character and to absolutely fantasizing the heck out of your life.